Hello everyone. Myself Professor Ganesh Tirkar, Assistant Professor from School of Pharmacy, GH Raisoni University, Saikana. Today we will discuss the topic Introduction to Rheology. Before going to introduce the topic, let us have a look on its learning objective. After watching this video, you will be able to understand and explain the concept of rheology, define the term rheology, understand and explain the importance of rheology in pharmacy. So first, let us start with the concept behind rheology and how to define rheology. Here, rheos and logos are the two Greek words. Rheos means to flow and logos means science or study. So we can define the rheology as study of flow and deformation of matter under stress. Here, study of flow means flow behavior of liquids or semisolids, its mechanism, how it flows under different stress conditions, or in terms of solids, how it deforms, that is, changes its shape in different stress conditions. Or, in other words, we can define rheology as the science or physics that concerns with flow of liquids and deformation of solids. Here, it is a physical science associated with flow behavior and mechanism of flow of liquids under different stress conditions, that is, by applying varying external forces. And in terms of solids, mechanism of changes in shape of liquids, solids after applying external forces. After understanding definition, then question comes in our mind that what are the different examples of pharmaceutically important liquids or semisolids that can flow or deform under different stress conditions. So here is a reflection spot for you. Can you think examples of pharmaceutical dosage forms having rheological behavior? Pause the video, think and write the answer in your notebook. I think you have written your answer. Now play the video. Here are the few examples of pharmaceutical dosage forms having rheological behavior. The first one is suspension. In figure, you can see how it flows from the container to the dose dispenser or teaspoon. Another example is emulsion. It flows from container, then gels. The flow of these gels from tube. Another example is cream, is the external dosage form. So after applying these creams on a skin, how it spreads over the skin. Another example is paste. There is flow of paste from different tubes, that is collapsible tube or metallic containers. So from above examples, it is clear that rheology have much more importance in pharmacy. So for the importance, the first importance is manufacturing of liquid and semi-solids dosage form. During manufacturing, several steps are carried out like processing, mixing, flowing through pipes, filling, etc. For this, rheology is important to study. Another importance is handling of oral liquids for administration or dosage form for administration. During handling of liquid for oral administration, pouring of liquid from container to dose dispenser or into a teaspoon affects the quantity or dose of drugs to be administered orally. Hence, it is very important to study the rheological behavior and mechanism of flow of the liquids or semi-solid during handling. Another importance is filling and packaging of materials or dosage form. Filling and packaging of dosage form into a final container is also affected by their flow properties. Hence, it is very important to study the flow behavior and mechanism of flow of the liquids or dosage form while filling and packaging of such materials. Another importance is extraction of pests from collapsible tube. Extraction or release of pests from collapsible tube by applying external stress is also affected by the flow behavior, and thus the quantity of pests to be comes out from the tube is also affected. Hence, it is very important to study the rheological behavior while this pests under different stress conditions to be comes out from the tube in a uniform manner. Another importance is passage of liquid through syringe needle or through syringe needle. By taking injectable liquid from say vial to a syringe through the syringe needle and subsequent administration of liquid via parenteral route, say either it is intramuscular, intravenous, subcutaneous, etc. Using syringe, liquid has to pass through syringe needle, which is having very small diameter, is also affected by flow behavior of those liquids. Hence, it is very important to study the mechanism of flow of such liquids to flow from the syringe needle so that it can pass through the needle and goes into the desired uh, body parts. Another importance is influence of choice of processing equipments. Design of equipments also affect the processing of liquids or semisolids. For effective mixing and processing, the mechanism of flow behavior of liquids or semisolids through such equipment is very important to study so that the processed liquid or semisolid should have the desired rheological property so that the dosage form which we are preparing is having the desired quality and also quantity. I hope you have understood, cleared out and able to explain the concept of rheology. So by this, here I am ending my presentation on Introduction to Rheology. Thank you. Thank you so much for patience listening. Thank you.